Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Studs, coming to you from the Southeastern Connecticut Home and Garden Show at the Mohegan Sun. Here are your hosts, Colin and Jimmy.
All right, Jimmy, we're back again.
Of course we are.
Yep.
We're the Boomerang Twins.
Every time we think we get away, they just
That's right.
suck us right back in.
Jeez.
So not only do we, have humans on the show, I believe this is going to be a very first. We're going to have a dog on the show.
Yeah, you can't see him, though. He's right behind me, and he's
Right.
like, I have to move real slow.
Yeah.
Or I'll be eaten. It's the biggest German Shepherd in the state of Connecticut right now.
It's a good-sized dog.
Yeah, he's a teddy bear, though.
Yeah.
Thank God he
Nice
fed
dog.
him before we brought him over here.
Well, I told you we fed him.
Yes. So, who do we have on today? We have Charlie from AC/DC Electric. Hey, Charlie.
How you
Awesome.
doing?
Hey,
Good afternoon.
Charlie.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show. We
Yep.
really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Glad to
man.
be here. Glad to be here.
You guys are working hard today.
Yeah, it's
crazy,
it's
huh?
been like we were here last year. It was the first time they had it here at Mohegan Sun,
Yep.
and nobody really knew what to expect. You know, I've been involved with Jenks Productions way back before it was Jenks Productions.
Oh, wow.
Me
So
and
you're going
Dennis
way
go way back. I'm
Yeah.
not going to mention what it was.
Yep.
We go way back. We're really good friends. Done a lot of stuff together over the years.
Nice.
And when he first told me before they announced it last year, he was talking about it because they were just building the convention center.
Right.
And I was like, Dennis, I think you're gonna hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
I said, it's because Mohegan Sun does things one way.
Mm-hmm.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah.
There is no in between.
Yep.
There is no skimping.
Yep.
It's all or nothing. And Dennis is actually the same way himself. When he does something, it's all
Okay.
or nothing.
All right.
So I thought it'd be a great matchup.
Yeah.
And so, last year when we came, we were a little unprepared.
Okay.
I'll admit that, because we were expecting double the attendance. So they would have down here at Con College over
Yep.
a weekend, have maybe 8,000 people. So we were
Okay.
figuring about 15.
Yeah.
And 40,000 people come walking through the door.
Wow. Was it that many?
So you say, what the hell?
Need a couple extra business cards made
Oh
for
my!
that.
It was
Yeah.
insane, but I mean, we did very well, and then this year we were a little bit more prepared,
Yep.
but when they opened up early this year, they had to immediately. They had to be 500 people to walk through the door within 10 minutes.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
And today, this whole day, I mean, we had over 2,000 business cards. I'm using this as an example,
Yep.
and we're almost out.
Wow.
We've
That's
got
crazy.
we've got like 30 quotes we got to go on.
Wow.
Good.
That's great.
But it's the venue.
Yeah.
It's the venue.
Where
Yeah.
are you
Yeah.
out of, anyway?
We're right out of Norwich here. Norwich, right up the street.
Oh, okay.
Literally right up the street. And
Mostly generators is what a lot of people want, is generators?
we do strictly generators.
Okay.
Generators from small little portables on up to the monsters.
Okay.
You know
And
that they have here. We've actually worked on the ones that are here.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm a union carpenter, and I built this place. And I saw the big diesel generators
Yep.
downstairs
Yep.
under the stadium.
Yep. They got kitty cats here. Yep.
Kitty cats,
They
is that
got
what they
kitty
call
cats.
them?
Well, they're probably not. They're not. Well, let's rephrase that.
'Cause they're huge.
They're kitty cats the size of what's that in the line? Was that Simba?
Tankers.
Simba in the Lion King.
Oh,
What's in
yeah.
yeah. That's the size kitty cats they
Yeah.
have.
They're on the larger side.
Yeah, they are on the,
Yeah.
are on the
They're like-
larger
they're
side.
like tankers. They're huge.
Really?
But those
Wow.
aren't even the biggest ones. You go over to the competing place, and they got
competing place.
Yeah, they're awesome people too. We
Yeah.
work for them as well.
Yeah, there you go.
They're awesome people, but
Yeah.
they even have stuff that's bigger.
Wow.
Yep.
No
They have
kidding.
stuff. I mean, but most of their stuff is natural gas, and like I tell people, it's big when you need a 4-foot step ladder to get to the spark plugs.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
Plugs.
Wow.
But, yep.
My.
But no, this is really good. This is really good.
That's great.
So you work on different kinds of generators, I
Mhm.
take it, right? Basically, you do residential and commercial?
Residential, commercial, industrial, institutional.
Everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Jeez, from soup to nuts.
Yeah, we do strictly generators. I'm a E1 electrician by trade,
Yep.
Yeah.
and I got into the power generation distribution side 31 years ago.
Wow.
In my early days, I did wire houses.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured out in my early days I wanted to go play with the big toys.
Wow.
Yeah, it must be really funny, and I mean it. It's got to be funny when we got to have a storm after Hurricane Sandy. I know everything took off, right? But it must be
Yeah.
hysterical when we say we're going to be getting a storm off the coast. Your phone must ring off the wall.
Oh.
I want to generate it tomorrow.
Oh
Right.
yeah. Oh
Yeah, yeah.
no. It's worse. It's better than that. The day the hurricane's hitting, people come. I want to generate it today.
Right. Right. And you got nothing else to do.
Well, then they go.
Yeah.
Then they go. Then they go. Says, well, we're not going to get permits. Well, I don't care about a permit.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
my insurance company says otherwise.
Right.
So-
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No.
No, there's only one
No.
way we do it. That's above board.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
sometimes you have to be rude to people and say, piss poor planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my
Yeah,
part.
mine,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we've heard it because we've had it. We've had it to the point where hi, we need my deck painted, sanded and painted, and they're calling you like on June 26th, and they're saying we're having a big 4th of July party on our deck on the 4th, so we want it done. And they're
Sure.
like, let me just put my beer down. I wasn't doing anything.
Exactly right.
I'll be right over
Let
there.
me get up out of the recliner.
Right. Yeah.
I only use a 2-inch paintbrush, so they give me enough time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
Goodbye.
Where do you service? What areas?
We serve primarily Connecticut and Rhode Island.
Okay.
Yeah, we go. We have gone up to Massachusetts. We've gone
Yeah.
out to Cape Cod,
Okay.
all the way out to the Cape for. We do a lot. We do a lot with Generac, and they have sent us out there to take care of problems.
Okay.
Been out to the islands numerous times.
Yep.
But we have a pretty good area. We have 13 people on staff.
Okay.
We're
Nice.
looking to hire more.
Wow.
And we're looking to move. We actually gonna
Can't
be
get
moving.
enough. You
Really?
can't get enough trade guys, huh? Right?
It's hard.
It's very hard
It
to
is
tra-
hard.
yep.
It is hard.
That's a whole nother discussion in itself now about
Right.
the trades.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, it's just
We've talked to many guys, plumbers and other electricians in the job, and what we're trying to, and even in the government now, they're talking about getting into the trades because it's so depleted.
yeah, it's
and
awful.
They don't,
And
kids don't realize that they can make $80,000 a year.
Yeah, and
out
they're
the
good
gates.
trades guy
Yeah.
is not uncommon to make six figures and no college
Sure.
debt.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yep,
Yeah.
no college debt.
But the parents want to send them to college and force them to go to college. And it's like, why waste the money?
I
you
got
know?
a little story.
All right.
First conference.
love
There we
stories.
go, stories. This kind of hit home to a lot of people.
Okay.
First conference I took my son to with Generac was down in Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And for you guys out there in the electrical industry, you'll know a gentleman by the name of Mike Holt. Mike Holt is the guru of the code in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He sits on the boards, everything. So anyways, so we went to his booth, and him and my son, now my son at the time was 15. And they had a talk, and they talked about electrical. My son was in tech school, da-da-da. They hit it off. So we went to Mike's seminar. We walked in the door, and Mike made eye contact to walk in. Now, this seminar, there had to be 3,000 people in the room, okay? And then Mike's going through his spiel of where the industry is heading. And all of a sudden, he goes, ladies and gentlemen, I met this young man today, Andrew Carroll, works with his father, good company up in Connecticut. Andrew Carroll, can you stand up?
Wow.
And of course, he's looking at me like,
Dad, Dad.
What?
WFH? So he has him go step out in the aisle. He says, ladies and gentlemen, I met this young man right here, Andrew Carroll. He's 15 years old. Reason why I had him come out into the aisle, he has everybody beat here by at least 20 years.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem. And it hit home to a lot of people. It's like, oh my God, but wait a minute. What are we going to do in the next 20 years?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now another big proponent for the trades, and you've heard of him, Mike Rowe.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Huge proponent. And he's been pushing the trades.
Yep.
And now finally, the schools in his local area, they're starting to push the trades again.
Good. Good.
It's really good. And the state of Connecticut is dumping so much money into their trade school system.
Good.
It's insane
That's
what they're
awesome.
doing.
That's awesome.
And that's what we need.
Absolutely.
We need
You
trades.
cannot find the guys.
But the thing is, too, is you dump the money in. You have to change the way of thinking because it's still stuck in the old way.
Yeah, you're right.
Because things have changed, and exactly, it's like the self gratification the fast, instant gratification. Once I go to college, I got to have that job just like this, just like that. I deal with other guys with trying to do apprenticeships in the trades, and you got to stick it out. You have to see what you get in the long run. This is the long run,
Right, exactly, exactly. You're in this for the long haul.
Yeah.
I went to trade school. I've started in this trade when I was 13. And I'm going to tell both of you right to your face right now, I have never been a day without work in my career.
Right.
Great.
And
Yeah.
I am now coming up on 53.
Wow.
I was laid off once, and it lasted for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. I wasn't even looking
did you
for
do
a
in
job.
What did you do in those 4 hours?
I took a nap.
Yeah, there you go.
I worked on World Peace. I got pretty close, but then I had to go back to work. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, that's when Trump was starting to come on board, so I had to guide him how to do this. So,
I
you know.
got you. We knew there had to be somebody.
No, I mean it's just, and I tell the kids this,
Yeah.
that are in the trade schools. If you apply yourself, and it's not just electrical. Okay, let's
No,
just be
it's
clear
not.
about
Sure, absolutely.
It's any of the trades. It's
Yeah.
basically anything that you do in life. If you apply yourself and are always going to the continued education, always staying up on the latest processes, procedures,
Yeah.
materials out there, you will never, ever, ever look for a job a day in your life.
Right.
The job will look for you.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's the truth with anything.
So
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
a quick story to tell you.
You're not allowed to tell stories.
All right.
Finally, thank you.
I'm not. All right. Fine. I got my beer. Screw you all. Goodbye.
All right.
Anyway,
I want a Captain and Ginger, please.
back in the day, a little bit about my past history. I lived in Massachusetts, and then when
I'm sorry.
turned 20, when I was 26, I moved to Manhattan. I moved to Long Island, and then I was living in Manhattan. In the meantime, I was in the music industry.
Oh, wow.
I was doing all that stuff. But as musicians go, we're poor, right? So I decided as I'm watching all these guys eating tuna fish with a credit card, right? I'm like, I'm going to learn a trade. So I called a guy. There was an ad in the paper. I called the guy, and I said, I can't even read a tape measure. And I said, but I want to learn. I said, I can honestly do this. I will be there every day on time, and I will give you the best that I can.
That's
and I'll
half
walk
the
away.
battle.
He was like, dude, you start tomorrow.
All right.
And he taught me so much. And dude, I ate steak on Friday.
Yeah. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And I learned so much from that.
It's
just by that, just showing up and learning.
just showing up and wanting to learn.
and wanting
Yeah.
to learn. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Teach it. The same with it. I'll teach you anything you want.
Right.
About
Right.
my trade, it's
Yep.
you have to want to learn it.
Sure.
Right.
And it's a problem. I mean, the tech schools do a great job. Don't get me wrong, but they could do a better job. They're putting way too much emphasis on, and I don't know what the politically right way to say this is, but they're putting too much emphasis on the related subjects. Okay. The English, the social studies, or history, whatever the
Right.
hell they call
Yep.
it now.
Yep.
All right. And then when my son was in the trade school, he went to Norwich Tech, great school.
Yes.
But they would have this called, if I say this wrong, everybody, don't hold me to it. They would do pull out. So they would actually pull them out of the shop to go back into the classes to do classwork. It's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, you're in shop. God damn it, you're in shop.
Right.
None of this
Yeah.
pulling out, doing this, doing that. And here's another one. And this is where I guess maybe again, I don't want to say this wrong. I'm not a good speaker. Is what's the proper way to say sometimes people stick their noses where they shouldn't stick.
Uh-huh.
And he was in school and they were drilling out a house.
Yeah.
Now my son's been working with me since he was 4.
Right.
And this is right when Milwaukee came out with their fuel drill.
Right.
Right. We
Okay.
actually had the first 2 sold in the state.
Wow.
And
I'm sitting next to greatness right here. I'm
You
telling
right?
you.
oh,
Yeah.
whoop you do.
Yeah.
I just
He was-
I just happen to know Ron from Nefco, so
Yeah.
that's all.
He was talking about Maverick. Don't worry.
There
about
we
it.
go.
Yeah. All right.
And he's drilling out a house and stuff, and he's breaking bits. The teacher's, breaking the bits.
Yeah.
And him and his teacher, Jamie, great guy, all right, they start screaming at him. Well, they went back and forth. Jamie ends up calling me. You know what your son said to me? Oh, I can just pretty much imagine. So,
Pretty sure I know.
so he told me, he goes, if you stop giving us Toys R Us tools, we can finish our job.
No, really.
And I go to Jamie. I says, well, he could have said that a little bit more correct, but he is 14
Yeah.
or 15.
Yeah.
But he works with his dad, so he
Yeah,
knows.
well,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
well, that's where he got it from.
Yeah.
So, but the kid always had good tools. I said, what happened to using a whole hog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what a
Right.
whole hog is. You know what a
Absolutely.
whole hog
Absolutely.
is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we can't use that. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, the kids might get hurt. Well, they're all going to get hurt once until they realize, don't do that.
Right.
Show him how to use it the right way.
Right.
I remember the
exactly.
first time I used one when I was
Yeah.
in trade school. It slammed me right up against the
I
wall.
was gonna
Plus,
say,
I
those
was
things are-
I was
they're
about
tough.
100 pounds lighter than I am now.
Well,
But it threw me up against the wall, and
Yeah.
then the teacher goes, "Oh, you held it wrong." Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Right.
You know? How do I hold this thing? And you learn how to use
And-
the tool.
And
Yeah.
you learn how to. Absolutely.
You,
just like
you
everything.
guys, you're in the trades. You can't be scared to get hurt.
Right.
Well, I don't want to get hurt.
Well, you don't want to get hurt, but what I'm saying is, you're using a tool. You're doing a job.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to get
well,
hurt.
you should
try
know.
not to get
you
hurt.
should know
but-
your tool. You should know the ramifications of the tool.
Right.
If you
Exactly.
don't know it, don't use it until someone teaches you how to use it.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing. Listen, I just dealt with my buddy showed up and his son is now working for contractors and he's learning. He's an apprentice. He is
Good for him.
He's right. He's a laborer, but he's learning and applying. And the first thing I told him, I said, listen, ear protection, eye protection, be alert, stay safe, don't rush it. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Get some help first.
Right.
And if your boss is pushing you to get up on the ladder and you don't think the ladder is safe, don't go on the ladder.
Don't go on the
Don't
ladder.
work for the boss. Call me. You can work for me.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I
don't-
mean?
No. You know,
Be it
safety
safe.
still has to be number one.
It has to
Sure.
be.
Sure. it
But
does.
you've got to, you also got to be taught how to use the tools. 'Cause,
Exactly.
Hey, we all use tools. all
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And is every tool 100% safe?
No.
No.
It isn't.
But we did talk on one of our earlier shows that we did talk about is we did talk about the dangers on the workplace, and the number one problem that we did have that is a problem in any workplace is fatigue.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%
Fatigue.
correct. Yep.
So stress, fatigue, that's going to lead to most of your accidents. You know.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, when you get tired, you get lazy.
That's true.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
just-
need. I don't need to clip off.
Right. Right.
You know, you got
yeah.
a harness on. I don't need to put that on. I
No.
don't need to plug into that ground fault receptacle.
Right,
You know.
no
Yeah.
way.
And that's when the accidents start
Exactly.
to happen.
Yep.
Yep. No, you're 100%.
That's number
correct.
one: fatigue, and then falling. People just falling.
Yep.
Those
Yep.
are the number two.
Oh yeah, it's and, even when you go to all the safety meetings and stuff, you get into the bigger jobs or you say that's brought up in the
And-
OSHA
and
10, all that. It's all
It's
about
all it's
fatigue.
all
Yep.
human error.
Yep.
It's all human error.
Yep. But it's just
now-
the way it is.
Now, what do you think about the total number of hours required for an apprentice? Being at 8,000, do you think that deters people from doing the trades?
I
at
think
all?
it does. I
It-
think they quit after 2 years. They don't put the hours in.
It's you guys really look at it.
What does
be-
a doctor do? 7 years.
Sure.
Let's take an E1 electrician. So you're going to do
Right.
4 years of apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 years of journeyman.
Yeah.
Then you can finally get your E1. That's 6 years.
Right.
Typically, it's 7.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Typically, it'll go to about 7.
Right.
You just said it. Doctor's the same thing.
Right. Right. So you're
And-
okay with the time frame?
I'm okay.
I'm okay with it too.
I actually, there's been talk on the past 6 years about increasing the apprenticeship to 10,000 hours.
Wow. Really?
Just
well, technology, man.
that's just what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that's in front. Like, again, I'm going to use the electrical trade, but I know the plumbing trade's no different. I know HVAC trade's no different. Okay, the technology that's out there.
Yep.
But there is no such thing as a general electrician. There is no such thing as a general plumber.
Right.
All right. When I hear general or electrician, again, I'm not knocking anybody. All right. Is you do mostly residential. Okay.
Yeah.
When I hear the word technician, you specialized in something.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I saw this coming 20 years ago that the trades were going to become to where the healthcare industry and the automotive industry has gone to. Everything is specialized. There's no such thing as a general mechanic today. You have fuel system guys, you have transmission guys, you have electrical system guys, and you have
Yep.
the guys that do the programming on the computers. I forgot what they call them. All right. Yeah. Can you hold on to him for a little bit? All right. So, and electrical's the same way. I mean, there's not one guy can know every aspect about the trade.
Of
It's
course.
the same thing with doctors. They have a general, but then they have all these specialists, and you have
Right.
specialists in the trades,
Yeah.
in electricians, and I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, in all the trades, you got it special because there's so much technology that's out there,
Mm-hmm.
and so many different procedures now to build buildings.
Yeah.
You know that not one person can know everything anymore.
Right. No.
You know,
You're
it's
right.
just, you know, and in the electrical now we've got data that falls under us. We got fire alarm system that falls under communications that falls under us.
Yeah.
One guy. I mean, I don't know how to do fiber.
Right. Yep.
But it falls under the electrical. It's a wire. It falls under the trade.
Yep.
You know, I don't know how to do, Cat 5 and Cat 6. I can do it, but I'm not proficient at it.
Sure. Because you,
know?
don't do it often.
Exactly.
Right.
I might do
Yep.
it twice a year.
Right.
Yay.
Right.
You know, and they have their own set of codes.
Yep.
There's a whole section in the code book for them. You
Right.
know, and now we've got another thing that's coming to the whole realm under the electrical, renewable energy.
Right. Yep.
Wind, hydro, and solar.
Yep. Yep.
Specifically, so everybody's on a solar kick today. You
Yep.
know, not saying it's bad. It's not.
It's wonderful
It's great, but
because I got it. I love it. It's
Yeah.
great.
it's still technology.
It's
in the
moving
making.
forward. It's
It's-
still moving
yeah,
forward.
It's not perfected yet.
I know that. I agree
know,
with you.
But just in the past 3 years, the technology that's happened in solar has been huge.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're still a long ways away to making it, in my opinion, to where it's affordable without outside help.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
No,
Yeah.
that's fine. No, it's
Yeah.
a great
You know.
opinion.
You know.
So you see the electrical industry as a whole probably going to be more specialized.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so-
definitely. It's already happened.
Yep.
You know, we specialize in power generation, distribution, and controls. You
Yep,
know,
yep.
That's all I've done my whole career. Can I wire a house? Of course.
Yeah.
Do I want to? No. I'll hire somebody to do it. No, I don't want
Good
to
for
do
you.
it. I don't
Good
want
for
to
you.
do it.
Is your mind racing and boggle like every year something new's coming out and you have to stay on top of it?
Every year we go to school.
That's
You gotta
right.
go
You
to
guys
school.
have
Gotta go to
continuing
Not only
education.
go to school
Yep.
for the license,
Yep.
but go to school because the technology's changing.
Right.
And this is the society we live in. It's no different with you guys. It's no different with carpentry.
Right.
right.
Okay.
There's all new installations on.
Well, how many different ways they have now to frame a house? The things you got to put in for the hurricane clips
Oh
and all.
yeah.
We
It
just had
changes
the
all the time.
inspector on a while ago.
Yeah.
It changes every year.
all the time.
But you know, I
Same for
think
you.
that's a
Yep.
trade they need to license.
I agree with you.
I think they need to license
Yes, I agree with
carpenters, framers.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really do. I could
you.
never
The
understand that.
registering them is one thing, but putting a license on somebody
Exactly.
but
Well, you got
even
to
in new
physically take a test.
But even new construction, they don't require it.
No.
I mean, it's one thing with remodeling, but if you're going to build a brand new house, I mean, all you do is just pay the state a certain fee. It's $450,
Which is-
and
that's
you
it.
can build
Which
a
is
house.
You
going
can- you-
away.
You can build a
Yeah.
house where you can go up, what, 3 stories, 2 stories?
Three.
Three?
Yeah. Yep.
And I forgot how many square feet.
Yeah.
But anyways, but yeah, you have to do all the structural, all the wind loading,
Yeah.
the snow loads, all that.
Yep.
But you don't need a license. But everything else we put into it, the plumbers,
Needs a
electricians.
license, right?
But if
Yeah.
the
But-
fucking thing falls down, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
It all comes down to okay. So that's a good debate, and I kind of understand why right now there is no license on a carpenter because he's not standing alone. If he's a legitimate, registered, like we have our licenses,
Yes.
he has protocol, which means permits have to be pulled.
Yep.
So there are other eyes on that structure.
You're 100% correct.
Right.
But there's other eyes on our trade, too.
Right.
On our trades, too.
Yep.
Right.
You know, but you hit the nail on the head.
You got a building inspector involved.
Oh my God, it's getting old sucks. You know, is that you have you guys, you
Right.
have certain standards that you're going to build this by. You're going to do
Course.
this, and this. You're
Yeah.
not going to cut this corner, cut that corner.
Right.
Right.
I'm going to use a 2x6 instead of a 2x8. I mean, you're going to use a 2x8 instead of a 2x6.
Right.
All right. Even though a 2x6, quote unquote, will work,
Yep.
you know it's wrong. No, we're going to go to the 2x8 because we want to build that a little extra into it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
All right, and then the inspector will see that. So just like you and any other trade, you have your good guys and you have your, let's say, not so good guys.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
But I really, truly believe, and I am all for it. If it ever goes out to a vote, I'll be the first one there. They need to license carpenters.
I agree.
Right.
Yep.
You know what? Those of us that do things correctly and know that we could pass to get a license, I am 110% for it. So we can get rid of some of the guys that
I mean, it's
you
got
know,
to bring
just-
it's got to bring the cost of construction up.
it will
Because
it
now
will.
you just can't pull a license, throw a magnetic side on the truck, and I'm a carpenter.
Right, that's it.
Right.
You know, you got to have now with the license, you got to have the insurance on it.
Correct. Yeah, and
For
and
my
for those of us
E1, I
that-
got to carry insurance before the state issues it to me.
Right.
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 You know, and I got to show that proof if they ask for it, you got to show it. It's no different. I
agree
We
with you.
really got to do something with that, and
Yeah.
I am all for that.
Okay.
And we have to. I feel we have to do it. But again, it's my opinion.
Well, then I
so.
feel like I'd be competing against professionals. You know, if I was going after a job that somebody else was too, and we were both licensed, then you know what? It's two professionals going at it. And,
It's
you know,
legitimate.
it's legitimate.
It's legitimate.
Yeah.
Right,
Now
right.
I have to try to explain to somebody why I'm more expensive than this other person is, and you try to explain it to them. License, insurance, rent. Because we have a storefront and everything else. It'd be-
And they're looking at
Overhead.
cost
Right.
effectiveness.
right.
Overhead and stuff.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I really think we have to do something. But is it going to happen?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't
listen,
know.
technology's changing. I think the trades will change too, for the
Yeah.
better. And if it, the reason why that the contractors' licenses were submitted, why there's a price for contractors for licenses now, that money was going to a fund in the state of Connecticut to pay for rogue carpenters.
Correct.
Because after 2008, when the freaking everything tanked, people didn't even know how to swing a hammer.
Yep.
Got a license. As a matter of fact, I had some insurance. I had a carpenter's insurance, and they dropped me because they went out of business because there was so many claims against
Wow.
them. Rogue. This is in New Hampshire. There's so
Wow.
many rogue carpenters that screwed up so bad. The freaking insurance company went out of business, and they had to drop me, and I had to get new insurance.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
That's
but
insane.
it's
Crazy.
curved and it's changed.
Yeah.
And
But that could all have been solved with licensing.
right.
yeah, it would have.
Right.
I agree with
It
you.
wouldn't
Yep.
solve it 100%, but it would drastically
Sure.
curb it.
Sure, it would.
Right.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right. Let's talk about generators.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So everybody needs a generator. Why?
Well, let me borrow that little black thing right there for a minute. This little
Sure.
thing right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Help yourself.
I just said this yesterday on,
Yeah.
on TNH and did it TV.
Yeah.
I go, this day and age, we are a power-dependent society. Correct me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
You're,
Okay.
You're not wrong.
Without power, these little black things that we have in our pockets
Uh-huh.
that keep us "quote unquote" connected
Uh-huh.
don't work.
And stress the majority of people out.
Yeah.
Right. Also, what I've been starting to use as a sales pitch, and if you have an electric car,
Uh-huh.
guess what? If you
Yep.
got a generator at your house, power goes out, you got fuel for your car.
Yep.
You don't have to go to the one gas station that's 30 miles away that has power
Right.
and wait 2 hours in
Right.
line.
Yeah.
You know? You've
You
got
are a
it.
wonderful, bright man.
I mean, we're so power dependent
Yeah.
today.
Nowadays,
and
yeah.
now everybody is so. Let me ask you guys a serious question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right.
I know the serious answer.
Okay. Who do we order drinks from? Could you
Bar
live?
right over there.
There we go. Yeah.
This bar.
Do they
Right
deliver?
there.
Do they
Bar.
deliver?
I'll
might.
make him.
They
Bring the
might.
dog over. We'll bring it back.
Could you guys live today
Mm-hmm.
without your cell phone for a week?
Absolutely. Yes, I would want to. I would love to. I did it
yes.
for 2
Would
weeks.
we want to?
Awesome.
Yes.
We
Can
want
we
to.
run a business these days
Hell
without
no,
it?
we can't.
That's
No,
what
we
I'm
can't.
getting
Yeah.
at.
All right.
Can you make a living
Without the phone. No.
without the phone?
No.
That's probably how I should have phrased
There you go.
that question.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So, but everything takes power.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Everything takes power today. Even though we're more energy, if we have more energy efficient things out there, we have more of them. So our power consumption really hasn't gone down a whole hell of a lot.
Right.
Just that we have more of it.
Right.
Because we're all connected today. Every freaking one of
It
us.
is,
Right.
right. I agree with you.
Now, what are the different options for generator? I mean, I know you can do a whole house generator. Can you do like just partial?
You can do
items?
partial. I don't. You can do a partial automatic backup and full automatic backup.
Yep.
And I look at people. I just want to do this, and this. Okay. How old are you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm 55. I'm 48.
Huh.
I'm 52. Says, okay. What do you want to do in 10 years? What do you want to do in 15 years? What are you talking about? I go, you do this correctly. you're looking at this generator for 20 to 30 years.
Wow, that long.
Right? More than
Yeah.
my house is 24 years old.
Wow, that's
Okay?
great.
It's a year older than my son.
Yeah.
I go, so you can't look at today. You have to look at 10 years into the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and do you really want to do this? You know, don't let, let's say, $3,000 or $4,000 dictate the next 20 years.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yep.
You know, because if you figure it out, you know, $4,000 over 20 years, that works out to pennies per month.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
You know, for the comfort and the reliability and the necessity. You just.
Are you saying that you also finance?
Oh yeah, we finance too.
There
Wow,
you go.
Yeah.
that's great.
We finance.
That's great.
We finance. For you, we do a 90%.
You're the best.
So
That's why I love you, man.
that's weekly.
Yeah. Weekly, sure.
Oh my God, an
Yeah.
unsecured loan. I love it.
You know, so once you kind of explain that,
Yeah.
then people kind of stand back and like. Now we also have this option that came up with about 8 years ago for one little old lady, and it just kind of took off. We have this thing called the snow stand, and it lifts the generator up 24 inches,
Mhm.
and it's all been engineered, tested. It'll with the generator on top on the pad, it'll withstand 170 mile an hour winds.
Okay.
And you know, people say, "Oh, I don't want that's $950. I don't need that." I says, "Okay." He says, "Well, first of all, generators don't like to run when they're covered in snow,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because they have to do this thing called breathe."
Yep.
Number two is, again, I'll tell them, say they're 55 years old, they say, "Do you want to shovel snow in 10 years? Or do you want to shovel snow at all?
Right.
Do you want to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go shovel the drift out around the thing
Yeah.
because it's covered in snow?"
Yeah.
I go, these things, when they're covered, and it doesn't matter which manufacturer you buy. We're
Yeah.
talking about all
It's all the
manufacturers.
same.
Yeah.
They all run the same.
Yeah.
Okay, at the end of the day, they all run the same.
Yeah.
They all breathe basically the same way. They all make power the same. There's not a lot of difference.
Yeah.
But you know, how many times here in New England have we gone to bed 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night in the wintertime? We have a flurries
Mm-hmm.
and wake up 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's 1.5 feet, 2 foot of snow on the ground.
Sure. It's been known to
I
happen.
don't know. I've been in New England my whole life, and I have to take off my shoes.
Oh,
I
my
still
God.
don't have enough fingers and toes.
It sucks shoveling in your
Ugh.
bathrobe because you got a dog and you got to let him out.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
You
Yeah.
got slippers on.
Yep.
yeah. So
Totally sucks.
you know, when you sit and explain that to them, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh wow, I never thought of that."
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to lift them up, and then it all be kind of from one really nice old lady right here in Waterford. That's where that was all born from.
Really.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
It was a problem, and we solved it, and
That's awesome.
it works really good.
Awesome.
So,
So, how do people find you?
well, you can find us online,
Okay.
acdcindustrial.com.
Okay.
All right. You can also call us at 1-860-886-ACDC
Nice.
or 2232 for all of you that don't know what the, you know.
You mean there's letters that go with those numbers?
Don't worry, I have to look at it too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
or you can just come right down to us, right in Yantic, right off West Main Street in Yantic.
Sweet. And where are you moving to? Do you know yet?
We're actually going to be moving to. It's looking right now. Looks like we're going to be moving to Franklin Street.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, nice big building.
Yep.
We're looking to triple the size of the company.
Wow. Really?
Our parts department is busting at the seams,
Oh,
and
sure.
I'm really proud
Yeah.
about the parts department.
Yeah.
Really.
Just we carry so much in stock now because nobody else does.
Really. Okay.
So, like for most home standbys, we will have everything in stock for a standby. We'll use Generic built after the year 2000
Mm-hmm.
in stock, except engines and alternators because typically those don't go that often.
Okay.
So
But-
and your service is 24 hours. 24 hours.
24/7, 364 and a half.
364 and a half.
Yeah, we all have to have a break at some point.
I
so.
mean, that 4 hours you can work
Right,
a world
exactly.
peace. Like
there
you
we
were
go.
before.
Exactly. You know.
I got it.
He knows exactly what to do at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, Charlie, thank you very much for taking the
Thank
time
you.
to be
This
on.
this
our-
was fun. This
Yeah,
was my
good.
first time
Thank
I've done
you.
a podcast.
Oh, no
this
kidding.
was fun. Yeah.
And now we're your favorite podcast.
There we
are.
go.
Right.
There we
We're
go.
going to be the
Works out
best
that way.
podcast you ever do.
Right.
You'll do many others, but you'll be like,
Yeah.
no,
This
Jimmy
wasn't
Fallon.
the same.
Yeah, this
Rock.
was fun. I like
Yeah.
this. This was a lot of fun. Good. All right, guys.
And we appreciate Maverick joining us as well.
Yeah, he's been really
Yeah,
good too.
He's been
He's awesome.
really
Yeah,
good.
He's
So-
sitting right there, just hanging out.
Hang with the ladies. What do you want? Of course.
Well, he's a chick
just-
magnet. Come
I'm
on,
telling
you
you.
know?
Absolutely.
He's a chick magnet.
Absolutely.
So,
All right, guys. See ya.
We'll
Thank
see you
you.
later.
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.